So next comedian, traveling all the way from Encino, we have the co-writer of Diamond in the Rough, streaming right now on Peacock. Please put your hands together for James Sommers.
All right, how are we? All right, let's get to it. Listen, this is a competition, and you're judging me. So in full disclosure, I'm judging you, okay? All right? Some more than others. So listen, a couple weeks ago, I ran the LA Marathon. Thank you. It's a big deal. That's why I brought it up, to brag. The marathon is incredibly difficult. The first person to run the marathon in ancient Greece dropped dead at the end. Yeah. And if you know anything about runners, they were standing over him going, I could have beat that time. Those are the wrong sandals. So listen, how hard is it? Well, let's put it this way. You don't get credit for doing half of anything in this world. But if you run half a marathon, they give you a medal. You put it on your resume. You go halfway through medical school, nobody gives a shit. You're just a schmuck who failed out of medical school. So listen, when I finished the marathon, I felt unbelievable, absolutely euphoric for about 3 hours. And then the demons showed up. Insecurity, sadness, grief. It's like they were waiting in the car for me. They're like, where do you think you were going? You know you can't outrun us. So what do? Sign up for another marathon. Better than therapy. So listen, I've run 5 marathons now, and there is a condition when you run that many that you have to be careful of, and it's called being an asshole. A friend of yours will say, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a 5K. What do you think? And I'm like, I think you should get a real goal. Maybe find some self-esteem. Step up a little bit. Now, I know that sounds judgmental. It is judgmental, and I'm judgmental. But not towards everything, just specific things. For instance, I'm judgmental for people who can't use a self-checkout. Come on. Now listen, I don't mean to brag again, but I'm pretty good with the self-checkout. And not because I'm such a genius, I'm not, but that technology is old. All right? And they really dumb it down. When you swipe something, there's a voice that says, put it in the bagging area. Which means that when they were testing it, people would swipe it and go, what do I do now? And the engineers are like, put it in the fucking bagging area. We need a voice for that, apparently. Oh my God. I think there should be a TSA pre-check line for the self-checkout. Look, all right, settle down. You pay a fee, and you have to know some basic things. Look, you cannot pay with check in the self-checkout. You can't buy liquor in the self-checkout. You cannot order a fucking turkey sandwich in the self-checkout. If you don't know that, please step aside. I'm also judgmental with people who, when you say, how you doing? They're like, living the dream. No, they're not. People who will say that aren't living the dream, and if they were, they wouldn't say it, right? You wouldn't want to meet Brad Pitt and be like, wow, Brad Pitt, how are you? Living the dream? Like, yeah, Brad, I get it, but don't be a dick about it. That guy does have a life. Anyway, not mine. And also, in the last thing, I gotta tell you, I am very judgmental about brunch people. Listen, if you're a brunch person, I totally understand why I'm judging you, okay? Number one, it's a bullshit meal, okay? Call it what it is, guys. It's a late breakfast. It's an early lunch. Put down the Bloody Mary and let's just decide. Secondly, who wakes up on a Sunday morning and is like, you know what? I owe myself a 10,000 calorie meal and endless mimosas. What are you celebrating? Getting out of bed? And then you gorge yourself and you go home and you collapse in a glycemic coma. Listen, if you drink at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, it's brunch. If you drink at 10 a.m. on a Monday morning, you're an alcoholic. Now look, at this point, you probably know what you're thinking. You're like, what about you, Jim? You obviously have all the answers. Do you ever look in the mirror? Do you ever judge yourself? Of course I don't. I'm not the one who can't use a self-checkout. Thank you, guys. My name is James Sommers. You're awesome.